Hear the word of the Lord as it is written in chapter 2 from the second book of Kings. In this reading, we will hear about two wonderful, two great prophets of the Lord, Master Elijah and his disciple Elisha. They will travel together and they will perform wonderful things. Then Elijah said to him, Elisha, stay here. Please, for the Lord has sent me unto Jericho. But he said, as the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. So they came to Jericho. Now the sons of the prophets who were at Jericho came to Elisha and said to him, do you know that the Lord will take away your master from over you today? So he answered, yes, I know. Keep silent. Then Elijah said to him, stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me unto the Jordan. But he said, as the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. So the two of them went on. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood, facing them at a distance, while the two of them stood by the Jordan. Now Elijah took his mantle, rolled it up, and struck the water, and it was divided, this way and that, so that two of them crossed over on dry ground. And so it was, when they had crossed over, that Elijah said to Elisha, ask, what may I do for you before I am taken away from you? Elisha said, please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. So he said, you have asked the hard thing. Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be so for you. But if not, it shall not be so. Then it happened as they continued on and talked, that suddenly a chariot of fire appeared with horses of fire, and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Amen. We like to reach out our friends and loved ones. What would you like to do to reach them out? Maybe we can text. Maybe we can Zoom in and Skype. If this doesn't work, we may visit them. And the Lord did exactly the same thing. He wants to reach us out. So He taught from His Word. And the Lord communicates with the people by means of His ministers, His pastors and priests. And in the Old Testament time, the Lord even sent out His prophets. So prophets came with the divine words and divine message, so that people could hear the Lord's words from the mouth of a real person. This morning we read about two wonderful, great prophets of the Lord, Elijah and Elisha. Elijah was an amazing prophet. We know that he could stand against, and he even could challenge the worst king Ahab and his wife Jezebel when they did evil. We know that it requires lots of courage to stand against the most powerful person in the country. But Elijah did that. He brought the warning message from the Lord against this evil couple. Also, he won the contest against 550 prophets of Baal and Asherah on Mount Carmel. And he won this competition, And he proved that Jehovah was the only one God in heaven and earth. Now Elijah is getting a little old, time to retire. So he has got his disciple, whose name was Elisha. And these two men traveled together from Gilgal, Bethel, and also Jericho and to the Jordan River. Every time Elijah told his disciple Elisha, you can stay here, you can wait here, you can leave behind. But Elisha never wanted to leave his master. And he insisted, I will go with you. So master and disciple, they traveled together. And when they came to the Jordan River, now they have to cross over the Jordan River. How do you think they would cross over the Jordan? They may swim together. They may ride a boat together. No, Elijah, he put out his outer garment, which is called the mantle. It's a sleeveless and loosened garment. He rolled it up and he struck the Jordan River. Then what happened? The water was parted. The water was dividing. So these two men could cross on dry land. But when we hear this story, perhaps we may remember we heard that before, way before the same thing happened. You remember when did it happen? How did it happen? When the children of Israel crossed Jordan River to enter into the land of Canaan, the priests were carrying the most important item for them, the Ark of the Covenant. So when the soles of the priests who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant touched the edge of the water, the Jordan River, the river was divided. And every single person in the congregation could cross on dry ground. So can you see some similarities, some similar thing between the Ark of the Covenant and the mantle, the outer garment of Elijah, prophet of the Lord? Then what's in there in the Ark of the Covenant? In the Ark of the Covenant, in this special box made of acacia wood and golden layered box, Moses received the 2 tablets of commandments on Mount Horeb. So they put 2 tablets into this Ark of the Covenant. So, Ark of the Covenant and Elijah's mantle did the same thing. Because Elijah was like the words of the Lord. Because his job was bringing the words of the Lord, divine message to the people. So the Ark of the Covenant and the mantle of Elijah could do wonderful things, very powerful things. And Elijah knew that he will be taken up into heaven by the Lord, time to separate from his disciple. So Elijah asked this disciple, what can I do for you? What can I offer to you? Ask before my being taken up. Elisha asked, please give me a double portion of your spirit. It sounded like he wanted to be bigger, greater prophet than his master. But his meaning was really, I want to be your successor. Because in ancient Israel tradition, the father gives a double portion to the eldest son. So for example, if you have 4 children, you divide all your belongings into 5 different portions and shares. And you give a double portion to the eldest son as a token This young man will be my successor. So when Elijah asked for a double portion of his spirit, Master, I want to be your disciple. I want to be your successor. Elijah answered him, it's a little hard thing, but if you could watch my taking up into heaven, it will happen to you. Did it happen? Elijah could watch. Elijah was taken up in a chariot of fire with the horse of fire. As the mantle and the Ark of the Covenant did a wonderful thing, the word of the Lord can do amazing things. They can make us better, and they can make us angels of the Lord on the earth. And also, we need to be the Lord's successor, the Lord's true disciples. And this is possible if we can see more deeper meanings, more teachings in the word of the Lord. When Elijah's eyes were opened, when his spirit could see wonderful scenes of how Elijah was taken up. In the same way, if we learn beautiful things in the word of the Lord, if we could find wonderful teachings there, we can be the Lord's successor, truly his disciples. Can we do that? Yes. Amen.